guys, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. I'm Becca, and on this channel I am reacting my way through eating disorder recovery alongside complex chronic illness, one video at a time, and today I'm going to be reacting to Ren's song, It's Alright, and several of you have mentioned this over the past several months, as you have many other songs, but I just felt like today might be the right day to do this one. So I'm gonna watch the official music video version of it, and some of y'all did tell me the Ren song, It's Alright, is a different song from the Big Push, It's Alright, so I'll do that at some point as well, but I'm excited to get into this one today. Without wasting any more time, let's just get to it, let's take our breath, and then we'll dive in. Alright, nervous system somewhat regulated. Let's go. This is It's Alright by Ren.
So it's 6:30 in the morning, an ungodly hour. The sun is literally just rising, the sky looks beautiful, and we're about to go to town and spread some love.
I'm excited now.
I've walked through the darkest days with no light, with no light, with no light, stumbling through my head's maze, left and right, left and right, left and right. Heard that same old beautiful phrase, it's alright, it's alright, it's alright. Lose myself into the dark of the night,
ready?
of the night, of the night.
Okay, I think this is getting ready to turn into a happier song, with the transition you could tell was getting ready to start, and the general vibe where he was talking at the beginning, they're trying to go spread some joy and some love and stuff, and I think that's where it's going, but man, that first verse got me. Unsurprisingly so. Actually, it surprised me, because I wasn't expecting to get torn up like that on this one. But the lines of that first verse, he says, "And I've walked through the darkest of days, with no light, with no light, with no light, stumbling through my head's maze, left and right, left and right, left and right." So, walking through the darkest of days, of course we know that Ren has dealt with horrible chronic physical illness issues, and a lot of that was treated as if they were mental health and psychological issues, and there's also a lot of like brain damage that was done by Lyme disease and a lot of autoimmunity stuff that he's dealing with. Like, he's dealt with a lot. He has lived through some extremely dark days, and I relate to those dark days because we share a lot of the same diagnoses. And also for me, the eating disorder recovery side of things, just the eating disorder in general, leads to some really dark days and some really hard times. So I'm just emotionally here thinking about not only what he's gone through in life, even years ago when he did this, he had gone through a heck of a lot up to that point. Not just his own health stuff, but stuff in life as well. And I like that he was just honest there, saying like, I've walked through the darkest of days and there felt like there was no light, with no light, with no light. So like I could not see a light. I was stuck and engulfed and encompassed by all this darkness. Stumbling through my head's maze, left and right, left and right, left and right. Your head is such a hard place to be, especially when you're dealing with chronic illness, physical or mental, or both, because it's hard to sift through and find the right way to get through something when you can't see a light, when you can't see the pathway, when you can't find the way through this metaphorical maze of your brain and of life. You don't have a light to guide your way. You're just kind of stumbling through. And that's not necessarily a super successful strategy, but by golly, you keep doing it because you're not going to be the one who gives up. Then he goes on to say, heard that same old beautiful phrase, it's all right, it's all right, it's all right. Lose myself into the dark of the night, of the night, of the night. So he's saying, stumbling through this maze left and right, trying to find the turns that he needs to take, sort of being lost without a light there, and then hearing this phrase in his head, it's all right, it's all right, it's all right. So even amidst all the darkness, even amidst all of the pain, he's still hearing that message in his brain, even if it's hard to cling to it. So the next line when it says, lose myself into the dark of the night, of the night, of the night, I think he's saying he still feels like lost in this darkness of the night, not seeing where he's going, but still hearing that it's all right, it's all right, it's all right. Maybe that's inside his own brain. Maybe that's from someone externally. Maybe that's from like God. Maybe, who knows, could come from anywhere. I think maybe it's coming from his own soul though, that even amidst all this darkness, there's still that phrase in there, it's all right, it's all right, it's all right. Oh boy, Okay, let's get back into it here. Let's get into this transition because I have a feeling it's getting ready to be really powerful.
Lose myself into the dark of the night.
Ready?
Of the night,
Yeah.
of the night. It's alright, it's alright, it's alright. It's alright, it's alright, it's alright.
Do something out of yourself, give something to somebody
Just doing a small gesture.
without having to expect nothing back.
We are all human and just accept that we're all here together.
Just love each other and be good to each other.
Be kind.
Give people something. Contribute.
Sharing's caring, to be fair.
So when you go home tonight, you sit in your bed and you think to yourself, do you know what, I just had a great today, and it makes you feel good.
It makes life better.
It's nothing to say hello to someone, smile at someone.
It really will make you feel good. And I'm not just saying that because I'm homeless.
Okay, so I don't know who all the people in like the opening of this when they were all waking up in what looked like an apartment building that Ren was also walking out of, so maybe they're his friends that are living in that same building with him. I'm not 100% sure, but they're all out here and they're like sitting on skateboards and riding by and like drawing hearts on the sidewalk with chalk and spreading all these messages out there so people can see them. And then they're interviewing people who are out there on the streets witnessing all of this. Everyone that they were speaking to was sharing some version of the concept of take time to do just the smallest thing for another human. Take time to just smile at someone, to say hi, to just acknowledge someone's existence, because that can make all the difference in the world. Not only could it make all the difference in the world to the person that you are interacting with, but it then gives your own heart this sense of connection, this sense of humanity, this sense of belonging, even if that's something you struggle to feel on a regular basis. And I love that they incorporated so many different like street interviews there, yet they were all essentially saying the same message of sometimes just do something nice for the sake of it, because it will help that other person, but you're also going to feel really good at the end of the day because you know that you have helped someone else. And it is hard to feel bad when you know that you have done something that has in any way helped another human. That is one of the best things that all of us can do in life, and it doesn't take anything major. Again, a smile, just a wave, a word of acknowledgement or validation, or just letting someone know that you're there. All huge things, spreading love in any way that you can. You are never going to be disappointed if you spread love and you don't let anyone take that power away from you. I'll leave it at that. Let's keep going.
It really will make you feel good. And I'm not just saying that because I'm homeless.
It's alright, it's alright, it's alright. It's alright, it's alright, it's alright. It's alright, it's alright, it's alright. It's alright, it's alright, it's alright.
Sorry, this is a totally random note, but I just wanted to remark there. Some of the hearts that they were drawing there towards the end before they kind of switched camera again had blue, pink, and yellow, and they were very similar to my channel colors because that's like my color palette for branding on this channel and then just generally across social media as much as I'm able to. So I love the fact that those hearts, it had like 3 hearts, like outlines of each one inside of the other. They were that pink, blue, and yellow color scheme, and that just made me smile on a personal level. But again, I love that the chorus is just continually repeating, it's all right, it's all right, it's all right, driving that message home while they are also very much literally filling up the sidewalk and filling up the streets here with love and images of love and symbols of love to remind people that love exists in this world and it really does conquer all, or at least has the potential to if we engage in that love and instead of in the hate and division.
It's alright, it's alright, it's alright. This with both hands, never gonna let go. Take this with both hands, never gonna let go. Take this with both hands, never gonna let go. Take this with both hands. I'm gonna take this with both hands, never gonna let go. Take this with both hands, never gonna let go. Take this with both hands, never gonna let go. Take this with both hands, never gonna let go. It's alright, it's alright, it's alright. It's alright, it's alright, it's alright.
also want to say we've got baby Rin here. I know he's an adult, but like, it's baby Rin, it's little baby Rin. And I don't say that, I'm like a year older than him, so I was a baby at this time too. But like, I love seeing this younger version of him from several years ago, and just know that he has done so much since then. But this in and of itself is already amazing, and he has a lot of stuff that he did even before this that's just as amazing. So I'm so glad that he got what he deserved this year with that #1 album in the UK, because he worked so freaking hard and deserves every single second of recognition that he gets. Okay, so as I've told you guys before, I don't look up songs or look up lyrics beforehand, but I do usually have them pulled up while I am reacting to things so that after they sing a certain section, I can look at them and make sure that I'm not like misquoting them. Something that I just now realized that I totally missed on my first little playthrough is when he's doing that street interview, in the background, Rin is also singing the second verse. And I thought he was just doing some like random vocalizing, but then I just went back and rewound it. No, he's actually singing the words of the second verse while they're doing these interviews on the street. So I want to talk about those words for a minute, and then we'll go on and finish out the song. Sorry for the backtracking, it just took me a minute to realize that that's what was going on. So the words in that second verse say, "And so I sit here in solitude, in the quiet, in the quiet, in the quiet. And if my body asks to move, I won't fight, I won't fight, I won't fight. As I search for the way out of sight, out of sight, out of sight. Repeat that same old beautiful phrase, it's all right, it's all right, it's all right." Whoa. And so I sit here in solitude, in the quiet, in the quiet, in the quiet. A lot of times you can feel kind of distanced from the world if you aren't either giving love or able to receive it from others. You can feel like you're overwhelmed with so much pain and stuff in your world that you just sit there alone and it's quiet and you're not hearing anyone else and you're not speaking to anyone else and you're just left alone with your own brain, which is not always a great place to be. Then he says, if my body asks to move, I won't fight, I won't fight, I won't fight. So I think what he's saying there is maybe his body's asking to move, like maybe he's stuck there in his bed, sort of like the beginning of How to Be Me, where he says, I don't feel safe in this bed. So maybe he's talking about like being alone there, and when you are alone and you're not engaging and you're not spreading love and or receiving love, it is very much a lonely experience. The solitude can be overwhelming. The quiet, yeah, the quiet's there around you externally, but it still could be that your mind is not so quiet and is still like racing with all of these thoughts and panicking and anxieties and worries. And if your body asks to move, like I don't know if that is saying if your body asks to move like to a different location or to like engage in movement, like just physical movement in general, or if it's like, hey, move out of the way for whatever's going on. He's saying, I won't fight. So if my body asks for whatever this is, I'm not going to fight it. I'm going to listen to what it needs. I'm going to give it what it needs. I'm going to continue to show my own body love and honor what it needs so that I can then also pass that love along to other people. I think that might be part of what he's going for there. Again, as always, I may be completely off, but he then finishes that verse with, as I search for a way out of sight, out of sight, out of sight. So I think he's saying, you know, he feels like he's searching for this way out, but when you are stuck in solitude, when you are by yourself in that quiet, it is hard to see that way out. Therefore, that way out is out of sight, out of sight, out of sight. So he could be saying, I'm searching for this way out, but the way out is out of sight. Or I'm searching for this way out, and since I'm alone, I'm out of sight of everybody else, so nobody else is able to help me reach for that light or to find that way out. But then it keeps coming back to that, repeat that same old beautiful phrase, it's all right, it's all right, it's all right. Oh, goodness, this is a message. I sort of love that I missed that when I first played this through. I sort of loved that I missed that those were the words he was saying in the background and not just like random syllables, because it let me focus on the words of what the people were saying in their interview responses. But I'm also glad I happen to have the lyrics pulled up so that I didn't completely miss that second verse and not be able to remark on it whatsoever. So let's take it back to where we were before I just ran back to grab that part again, and we'll finish this out.
Never gonna let go, take this with both hands. Never gonna let go. It's alright, it's alright, it's alright. It's alright, it's alright, it's alright. It's alright, it's alright, it's alright. It's alright, it's alright, it's alright.
Oh my goodness. Okay, this quote that they ended on the end there, we'll talk about the end of the video, but this quote, darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. I'm pretty sure that is an MLK Jr. quote, and it's true. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that, but it does not take a lot of light even. If you can find one little spark, one little ignited piece of something to give you even just a speck of light, that then opens the possibilities for that light to illuminate the path and to overcome the darkness, because you can't drive out darkness with further darkness, but if you have just a spark, you can overcome that darkness with that light. Similarly, hate cannot drive out hate, only love can drive out hate. And I love that that is the message of this whole video and song. I love that they were completely covering that entire walking area there with all of those hearts. It was just such a happy thing to witness. I loved watching the people like walking by, not only the ones they interviewed, but just walking by and looking and kind of smiling. And then there were just people of all ages and demographics, and I just thought it was such a powerful image. It's all right, it's all right, it's all right. I also love the words of the bridge where it said, take this with both hands, never gonna let go. Take this with both hands, never gonna let go, because they're like, take this love with both hands, cling to this, never let go of it, because that is what's going to help you get through life and not be consumed by hate and darkness. Take this with both hands, never gonna let go. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I ended up being speechless there for a second. That was just really powerful, but oh, that was a great video. I'm so glad I got to this one too. Thanks again for anyone who has ever recommended this one. Glad I did it. I love that they ended on that MLK Jr. quote. And again, Ren is just such a wonderful human. He clearly has a heart for wanting to touch and affect other people's lives in a very good way, in a positive way, in a way that with some of his songs obviously is like cathartic and relatable and therapeutic and kind of painful, but in a healing way. But also this was like a really upbeat, happy, smiley song that left me feeling good, and I still struggle to say the word hope, but I was feeling some love by the end of this, even though I wasn't there when they were doing that, even though I wasn't part of the video, I was feeling that love. And that's probably why I was smiling throughout that whole like last 30-45 seconds or so. Oh, this was great. So on that note, I want to remind each and every one of you that you are loved. You deserve to be loved. You deserve to be able to give love to others and to receive love from other people. Please take care of yourselves first and foremost, because this world needs you and this world needs your love. I'll see you guys in the next one.